fucking Scatty. This is the overreaction, underreaction segment that we are bringing you, brought to you by nobody, because we're not sponsored by anybody. That's fucking why. Woo, I'm looking like a fucking tomato right now. Holy shit, I feel Caucasian. Golly. Damn, boys, this is out of pocket sports. If you have not tuned into this, we fucking dial it in on another level. I hope your ears are fucking bleeding and it's dripping down your fucking side of your body right now after hearing us scream. But we're introducing a new segment. You've seen other people do this before, talking. They give a statement and say if it's an overreaction, or like you're kind of right. We're going to dial it in. So, Scotty, since you want to beat me to the fucking punch, go ahead and give me your first thing.
Yeah, baby.
Go on. What do you got?
This is Out of Pocket Sports. We want to hear an out of pocket comment in the comments section. Say something out of pocket. We don't care if it's a little messed up or not.
Yeah, like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming around the corner. Let us know if you've ever hooked up with anyone at Thanksgiving.
Your second cousin, Master.
Yeah, it's a big family. Yeah, big family.
Yeah. All right. First overreaction. Is this an overreaction? Yeah. Are the Ravens the best team in the AFC?
All right. Now, you want to do it like 3, 2, 1, and we both say it, or?
I'm asking you. What do you think?
Okay. I do not think it's an overreaction. The reason why I'm saying is this. Currently, Baltimore is playing absurd home. You go play Baltimore at Baltimore, dude, it is fucking tough right now. And then outside, they've been on the road all the way. Before this past game, I can't remember. They did like a little thing talking about it, but dude, they've been traveling everywhere prior. And they've been pretty legit. The defense has been legit, but the thing has been the bread and butter is this offense has been legit. And you look at even Lamar the past couple times, he hasn't even had to do anything crazy. It's really the running game's been going, dude. They're getting Mark Andrews involved. They're getting Lamar's legs involved when they need to. But it seems like their defense is almost like keeping everything, controlling what it's basically a lot of Ravens based ball that's going on right now. So I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. They are certainly the best team in the AFC, if not the entire NFL, I'd say, for that matter. You look at what they did against the Lions. Everyone thought that was going to be game of the year. It's going to be super close. Just absolutely blew them out.
Dude,
even when they went to, or even when they played Seattle, people thought that might have been close just because of what Seattle did to the Browns, and the Browns were supposed to be in contention. And they just blew out Seattle. What was kind of shocking was their game against the Cardinals. I'm not sure if they had an off game that game or what, but they only won by a touchdown, which is still pretty good.
Yeah.
But they even put up 28 points against arguably the best defense the NFL has seen in the past 5 years, and that's the Browns. So this team is legit. Look for them to make a solid playoff push. And as it stands right now, the AFC North is just insane. We're recording this in Week 10, and currently, if the season ended now, all 4 AFC North teams would make the playoffs, which is just absolutely insane. So that goes to tell you how great of teams they are playing this year.
Yeah, and to get into my next statement, let's hit on that. Okay, my next statement, is this an overreaction or not? Mr. Deshaun Watson is the reason why the Browns will never make it to the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
At least, no, I should say never, but within the next couple of years. Not never, but maybe 2 or 3 years.
I don't think so. I think he's shown, I think that's an overreaction. I'll tell you why. I think he's shown what he's capable of in, first of all, the game against the Cardinals.
Okay. Dude, listen, you went to the game. Deshaun didn't do anything crazy. He played well.
He played well. He was a little rusty at first. He was a little rusty at first just because he hadn't played, but he ended up playing all right. And that's all this team needs is for him to play all right. This team has lacked a quarterback the past fucking 20 years. And all they need is for him to play decent for them to have a chance because their defense is just really good. All he has to do is complete a couple passes here and there, and they're going to be all right.
So my other thing to say is this. I completely agree. All they need is a decent QB, and that's why I think that's going to end up hurting them so bad because they're paying him so much money, and it's going to keep getting worse on how much they're going to have to pay him. So this means that if everyone's going to have to stay healthy, people are going to have to they're going to have to either find talent in the draft, they're going to have to find talent maybe at some low cost because if they don't do that, they're paying Deshaun a lot to be a very mediocre QB. So that's where I'm thinking, not because of his not saying that he's going to go and just like screw everything up. I think they're paying him so much money, like it's kind of trapping them from really getting over that hump for where they thought they were going to get with him. But I really don't. I mean, they could have had Baker, and they could be exactly where they are right now, maybe even a little bit better. I mean, not. It's kind of. I don't know. I really don't see no difference, but all the difference I do see is the contract money. So that's
issue. The last thing I want to say on this is the only issue with Deshaun is he hasn't really had a chance to get in a groove. Like he played the back end of last season, then the season ended, and then he got hurt for like 2 or 3 games this year. So he hasn't really had a chance to get in a groove, get in a rhythm each week in, week out. So I'd like to see him get in a groove and finish out the rest of this year. Then I'll tell you where we're at. But for right now, I think I'm willing to trust him for right now.
We'll see. All right, give me your statement.
Yes. All right. Overreaction or underreaction here?
Give it to me in Spanish.
Josh Dobbs will lead the Vikings to the playoffs.
Oh. I think, yes, Josh Dobbs will, because the Vikings have a mediocre schedule coming up. This shit is fucking easy. JJ is going to be coming back. I don't know when, but he will be back after they got this dub. Hey, guess what? What's his name? Fucking Arthur Smith. Hey, I got something for you right here, buddy. Fucking double ones right here. Because I own Bijan, and you won't put him out there. So thank God you lost. Thank God, because you know what? You screwed Pets. You've screwed Bijan, and I'm sure you're going to screw somebody else here coming up soon. But guess what? Mr. Joshua Dobbs coming in on a week where he absolutely, I mean, dude, didn't know anything. Like, absolutely knew nothing. Came in, got it done. Now, if you watched the beginning of the game, which I don't know if you were because you were at Cleveland, but I was watching the beginning of the game, bro. Dude, it was like, holy shit, dude. It's going to – thank God I had the Falcons defense. It was like, dude, thank God I had the Falcons defense today. And, dude, he switched it. Now, the reason why I say he's going to lead them to the playoffs is not because he is this big, bad Josh Dobbs. I think it's that their schedule – is cake for majority of the way. And then second, their defense is starting to turn it on more. They've been getting better. The Vikings defense used to be so atrocious, and they're starting to get a little bit better. And I think with the way they've been playing, also rip Cam Akers, bro. Fucking awful. Tragedy, man. I don't know if you saw that, but towards Achilles. Dude, he's got to be done now. He's like, no way he's ever going to come back. But
retired.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to, man. He tore it fucking again. And I don't know. I feel bad for him. But, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see this happening because, I mean, who they got in the division? They got Chicago, they got the Vikings, and then they got the Lions. Lions would be tough to beat, but if you look in the NFC, there's going to be some wild cards popping up, and I think some people can get a little frisky and find their way in.
Yeah, I think the only way they get in is through a wild card spot. I don't think they win the division. I think the Lions will win it, but – yeah, the wild card is the route they need to take.
Yeah. So what do you think? Is this an overreaction? You agree? You disagree?
It's too tough to tell right now. I'd say overreaction. I just think it depends. It's going to depend on the wild card, and the wild card is just who knows what's going to happen. It's fucking wild for a reason, right? So I think it's an overreaction for right now, but it could change next week. Like It really just depends on how
you're just not on board. Just say it. Just say you're not on board. Say it with your fucking chest. Come on. Say it with your chest. Say it like this. Put your chest up and be like, I'm not on board. I'm not on board.
That's why I said overreaction.
Saying like this, you got to say it like this.
Yeah. All right, what's your next one, baby?
Kansas City will not get the first round bye.
Ooh.
They will not get it. They're not getting it.
I don't know about that one.
Is that an overreaction or what? Tell me. Hey, no. Stop typing, you fucking nerd. Tell me. Come on.
Look up the record. Relax. I'm looking up the record.
Well, I will say I think it is.
You say they're not winning the division? Bro, are you fucking stupid?
I said a first round bye.
Isn't it if they win the division, they get a first round bye?
No. They don't get their – no. I'm talking – not that – no. Division. Are you – dude, I'm talking AFC. AFC. They're not getting a first round bye this year.
I think they will.
So what about that agreement with – you just throwing away the Ravens here? You throwing away the Ravens?
I'm not throwing away the Ravens. I think Mahomes is better. I think Mahomes and the Chiefs are better.
Have you not been watching this?
I think if you were to play the two right now, I think the Chiefs win.
I think the only way they win is if Taylor Swift's there. And that's honest truth.
That's fair. That's a fair point.
I mean, we saw this last week. Miami should have beat him if Tua didn't fucking have his hands like this. Dude, he had a guy right down the seam for the touchdown to get the dub in Germany, and he freaking screwed it up, man. I mean, Miami's been a freaking joke against teams that are over 500, and I don't know if they're going to figure that out or not. I mean, I don't know. I tend to think they will not, but I don't know, dude. Kansas City, the only thing that's been helping Kansas City is their defense. And I'm not saying that defense is not going to go away. I think the defense is still going to be there. But this Mahomes year is definitely taking he is not this. I don't want to say he's not the same Mahomes. He's still winning games. But I'm saying he is not the MVP type, like throwing crazy touchdowns type Mahomes. And
so that leads me into my next segment, right, real quick. Is Mahomes having a bad year?
I don't think he's not having a bad year, bro. But this is the first time he's had a defense.
So
That's
is that
what
an
I'm
overreaction?
saying. He's having a bad
Mahomes having a bad year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's overreaction. Yes, because
that was one of mine.
Because I mean he's never had a defense this good, and I mean when I say this good, I'm not talking Cleveland Browns defense. I'm talking that he is like been. I mean, for instance, the Miami game. Like, there's times where they're not like, oh fuck it, we need to go for it because we gotta go down here and score. You know, we're not gonna. They're punting the ball because they're trusting the defenses, which has been winning them games recently. I mean, even if you listen to the Kelsey brothers on a podcast, Travis reiterates it all the time, talking about how many times this defense is getting them out of situations. So I don't see that changing. And I'm just curious when there's actually going to be teams that are going to step up in these situations. Like, for instance, they played Detroit, who stepped up during when the time made it happen, and that they didn't have an answer. So I'm curious to see when they play Philly, because I know Philly's going to step up in situations against the defense, and that's what I'm going to be curious to see when Mahomes can do it. I'm not saying Mahomes can't do it. I'm just curious to see what's going to happen, because I feel like we haven't seen that quite this year, but we all know that's in Mahomes' pocket. Like, Mahomes can do that, but I'm just curious if it's going to happen. So, yeah. All right, and let's just go into it. I said, is this an overreaction or not underreaction, or is this on par? Philly has the NFC locked up, baby. Philly has the NFC locked up.
Yeah, I'd say that's on par.
Damn, dude, I was gonna say overreaction.
Damn, well, I was gonna say that's on par just because of what happened last game against the Cowboys. I feel like that was really indicative of how, like, I feel like whoever won that game was probably gonna lock down the AFC.
Yeah,
I feel like that game was for the AFC, even though it was just a regular season game, and it kind of had that feel to it. If you were watching it, it felt like a playoff game.
Nah, dude, that game was freaking nuts. Kind of felt scripted towards the end. I was like, dude, how the fuck did they just get 2 penalties and they're in the fucking red zone? I was like, holy shit. I was like, damn, dude. And dude, yeah, we have a group chat, and one of the guys in there was complaining about flags the whole time. And I literally just hit my mouth. I don't know if you watched that game, but dude, there was like a push, like Dak barely got pushed in the back, and they called roughing the passer. It was like a really weird call, and they pushed him forward. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be a Dallas fan. And I almost thought about wearing my Dallas hat. You might see that for the Trade Force show, because I'm going to say fuck Dallas. But yes, and I mean, the reason why I think it's an overreaction is because it's not because of how good Philly is. I'm a little concerned on how many games Jalen might miss, depending on if he doesn't recover in the bye, because he's been struggling a little bit with the knee. He's had a little bit of issues with there, and I already know Sirianni is thinking this regular season is not that big of a priority. I mean, at the end of the day, we want to be in the playoffs. We're not going to push Jalen in the games right now if we can't have him for later. And you saw this last year where he missed 2 games and we fall 2 games. And to be honest, the way the Cowboys are playing, the way that also too, I mean, the Niners have been dropping some games, but they can turn it around. There's a couple other teams in the NFC that can during that 2-game swing, if we go 0-2 and then someone swings up, they can make it just in the running, and then they could possibly switch. And it also makes me nervous that no one's won the NFC East back-to-back years. So I'm waiting for something looming that's going to happen that I don't know yet. But with the way the standings work, this was a huge win for Philly, because now if it comes down to the split, we split next, then we have the advantage over Dallas, I believe. Yeah, I mean, it should be interesting, but it's my concerns more on how many games Hurts might possibly miss. Because I feel like the way his knee's been going, I don't know. I'm not sure. So, yeah.
I think they're definitely the team to be most feared right now.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I
I
mean,
think
it's
they're pretty good, but
and the thing is too with our defense, we're not like a defense like Cleveland where we're going to shut you out. But I feel like we just come up a lot in big situations and we find ways to get sacks. And we find ways to, at least if we bend, but we don't break too much. At least when it comes down towards the end, and that's
yeah.
been helping us a lot. So yeah, and yeah. Do you have any more? I have one more.
All right.
I have
I,
one more.
I got one more for you. One more on my end.
Okay. All right, baby.
Is it an overreaction to say the Dolphins will reach the AFC Championship? Just reach, not win. Just reach.
Oh, bro, that's a reach. That's a big fucking reach. I think,
It's a
dude.
reach.
It's a
Okay.
huge
Why?
reach, dude. Because cold weather. If they're, I'm assuming, I don't even. Are they going to win the division? I mean,
The
right now,
weather
I
in
guess
Miami?
they're ahead in the division. Right now, they're one game ahead in front of the Bills, I believe. Right, which I think the Jets
Yeah.
tonight. If the Jets win, Bills could go to third tonight, I believe. So, it really is going to depend on where they play at. But if Miami's got to go on the road and it's a little bit cold, dude, I don't know if you watched last year, bro, dude. When they got
It's the
cold, dude,
Bills.
yeah, bro, they just sucked,
Yeah.
man. So I really don't think they're going to reach AFC. I mean, I think it's going to be between Ravens, it's going to be between the Bills, it's going to be between the Chiefs.
The Bills are ninth in the AFC right now. They're not even
Yeah.
in the playoffs if the season were to end today.
I mean, low key, bro. Low key. I'm not saying it's just because you're here, but I can low key see if there was a matchup game in the playoffs, Bills versus Browns. I could see a possible Brownie win, just based on the Browns clinching up on Mr. Allen, getting some turnovers, and then Deshaun Watson doing the bare minimum against the
Hey,
secondary that's
let's
already
go.
beat up. It's already beat up. I mean, you saw last night Joe Burrow was one of the best passers this week, and I mean they're slowly
Yeah.
progressing and you can pass on this team, on this defense. It's not the same defense that it used to be. So I just don't think, though. I don't think Miami's going to make it that far. But my last statement: Are the Giants going to draft, or the Giants are going to draft a QB this year?
I mean, with Daniel Jones going out, I mean, I think you kind of have to. Daniel Jones is fucking trash.
But dude, that bag they fucking paid him, bro.
I know. That's the only issue. That's a tough
Yeah.
question. I don't know, man.
Come on, say it to me. Give it to me. Offer it, baby.
I'm gonna
What
say
do you
on
think?
par. I'm gonna say on par.
On
I
par.
think he's been with that team too long. I think it's time to tank the rest of the year and go after the number one pick.
Dude, yeah.
And fuck, I don't even know who's the number one. Who's drafting to be the number one pick right now?
Cardinals, I believe. But the problem is they're going to roll out Murray next week. And it's weird because Murray's contract is like weird because if he gets injured again, then a lot of guaranteed money gets locked up. So it kind of screws the Cardinals. But I think they're trying to see if Murray can play in the in this Cardinals offense, kind of see a kind of a little bit of vibe there because they might vibe check him and then possibly trade him for a number one pick. Who knows?
So it looks like the Cardinals are trending to be the number one pick. Then it's the Bears, then the Giants. So the Bears aren't going to take a QB. The Cardinals might not take a QB. So the top QB in the class could follow the Giants, in which case they might.
But I believe the Bears, they have the Carolinas first pick this year, right?
Well, the Bears, I'm not sure. The Bears have number 2 overall pick. They swapped with Carolina, yeah. But I mean, Caleb Williams is going to go number 1 overall.
Yeah.
It just depends on, I guess, where.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's an overreaction just because of I'm following the money here. I'm only following the money because I'm like,
It's true.
this team needs so much shit. I mean, they do need a QB, but dude, they need a lot of other stuff too. But Daniel Jones is out for the year now, so that's even more sketchier. And it's just weird. I was so surprised they paid him, and I'm kind of was happy because I was like, that means the Giants are gonna be that much shit for the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's at least 2
It
fucking
is
dubs
rough,
on my book, man. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like that's 2 dubs. But yeah, bro, fucking big stinker. I mean, I think it's an overreaction, but I mean, dude, who's going to play for them this week? Who would you rather have a defense against? The Cardinals right now, if Kyler were not to start, or against the Giants right now?
I want the defense against the Giants. I actually streamed Vegas' defense in my work league.
Did you?
They put up like 18 or whatever, something crazy like that. So
What did Cleveland put up this week against the
I'm not
or
sure.
the
I mean,
Arizona?
probably something decent, I'd assume, right?
They had to have.
Let me see real quick. I can tell you. They put up 23.
Yeah, so that's why I'm curious. Like, which one? If you had an option to pick, I don't even know which one I want. Fucking, I'd put both in. Put one in the flex.
Yeah, for real. We'll score more points than my fucking running back.
Yeah, but this has been the overreaction segment. Hopefully, y'all like this. Yeah, this is something we kind of wanted to do, and we're like, fuck it, we're a little out of pocket sports, so let's get a little out of pocket with this. So, yeah, be sure to stay tuned. Fucking like, subscribe, do whatever the hell you want to do, and say some out of pocket shit. Join the OPP, baby. Come on now. Woo-wee! See you.